we are going to color our ink, or color our clay with our ink. And we'll see how it turns out. So I'm going to color my clay. First off, I'm going to start off with the copper. And I'm going to take my little pointer. I'm just going to move that around. So I'm going to take my shell. It has this pattern on it. And I'm going to just place it on here and use it for the impression of it. We are going to make some with our scrap clay. So I'm going to cut up my scrap clay here. And we're just going to layer it. And we're going to cut it in half again. And layer it. And again. And layer it. Put the color side up. And we're just going to smush that together. And then I'm going to take, oops, clay's done. I'm going to take my cutter here. And I'm just going to make some cuts. Not going all the way through, just making some random cuts. And then we're going to smush that back together. Alright, smushed. Now we are going to slice this up into nice, hopefully nice, even cuts. It is kind of soft, so it's going to be a little hard to do. Let's lay it that way. Now, this is what it looks like right now. And we're just going to layer that. Trying to get level cuts here, but it's soft and it's smushing together. Might be able to get one more out of here. Alright. Got that there. And I'm just gonna pick this up and move it under the camera so you can see it. Because we do have to wait for our clay to cool. And I'm just going to take a piece of paper, has a glossy side on it. And I'm going to roll that out. I'm going to give it a varnish, try to smooth those lines a little bit. And this is what we have. Ooh. And this is the other side. I think I like this side with the purple in it. And we're going to take our cutters. Actually, we need our shell first. It's thinner than the other ones, but that's okay. I'm going to take our shell and just make our impressions. Take our cutters. Make our shell. These will be my next baking project. Here are the ones that I made with the yellow, gold, and blue and green. Got a little pink on it because of the shell had got some color on it. They turned out pretty neat. These will go in the oven next. And I'll just take these, save them for later. Take a little baggie. I take my little baggie and I cut one side. Just store that in there, like so. And it's not going to dry out, but it's going to keep it from getting all kinds of debris and stuff on it. Alright, so they're all baked. It is a little warm yet, but I can just show you how easy it is to pop that off of there. And they do have a nice little bow to them. Our next step will be to color the sides and the back after we sand all a little bit of fluff off of there. And I'll be back after I sand the edges. Okay, so we are back. Now it is time to color our shells. So I have the blue, green, and yellow here. Let me see. Let me see what color. I got a color that matches. Alright. So it's mostly blue, so I'm going to use blue to color my shells. So I'm just going to use the outside, or use the large end of my I got a ball end and I got a pointed end. I'm going to use the ball end. And I'm not liking that color. It's more of a green, which I don't like. Let's see what this one looks like. Yeah, it's more matching color. Okay, so since these shells are made with different colors, I'm not going to paint them at all, but I am going to show you how I sand them. And I'm going to be using my Dremel, and I'm going to be smoothing off these edges here. There's a flat edge there, and I'm going to round that off all the way around. So I don't know if you can see that on here, but it is rounded and flattened. So that's what I'm going to do with these, and I'm going to use my Dremel to do that. I'm just checking the edge here to see where I need to sand yet. So I took off the sharp edge all the way around on the inside, and I'm going to do that for all 8 of these pieces. And I will be back when I am done. Alright, so everything is sanded, and it is time to get them prepared for dipping. So I use toothpicks, round toothpicks. Doesn't really matter what toothpicks you use, but I use round ones, and I need 4 of them. And I'm going to show you the process of dipping and how I get set up. So I'm going to use Let's Resin High Viscosity, and I'm going to take and just add a little dab of resin on the end of the inside of my shell. And I'm going to take my toothpick, and I'm going to just grab a bit, dab it on the end, and then hold that there and grab my UV flashlight and cure that in place. And you kind of want to make sure that you're putting the toothpick right where you're going to drill through. Somewhat in the center anyways, as close as you can get it. And you're going to cure that for a good 60 seconds. And you want to do that to each one of your pieces. Okay, so now that pieces are ready for dipping, we are going to dip them. So take my dipping resin here, and I do have, this is almost empty, but it is, let's see, I think it says Fun Showcase. I can't read it. Anyway, it's UV dip resin from Fun Showcase. That's who it is. And it's almost empty. But, so what I like to do is I will take my clay here. Now I'm gonna put this under the camera so you can see how I do it. So I'm tipping it because it's almost empty, but I'm putting it in and making sure that every spot is covered. Every spot. And then you just kind of want to look it over, keeping your piece over the resin so you're not dripping all over the place. And look it over to make sure there's no bubbles. And I think I have some bubbles in the front there, which I'm going to grab my lighter and pop all those. And just make sure, and if you can't get them to pop, because I usually do keep a toothpick handy, and just kind of go in and push those around. You don't want bubbles in your resin, and sometimes it's too hard to see. And just hold it over there until it drips off, until it's done dripping, and I'm just checking to make sure there's no more bubbles. And I'm going to hold it here until it's done dripping. And I usually like doing this here. I want it to drip like almost completely off. This here, you can still feel the ridges on it. It is a very, very thin coat of resin. So that is why I want most of the resin to come off, because I do want to still be able to feel the ridges of the shell area, if you will. And then just turn it over, let it run the other way. Again, look it over while you're doing that. Make sure you don't see any bubbles, because if you do get bubbles, if you do have bubbles that you can't see, it is going to try to burst when you're curing it, and it's going to kind of ruin. You're going to have to sand it off and do it again. Alright. Now that that is done, I want to move that out of the way, and we are going to cure it. And we can just use this and spin it around. And you want to cure it for at least a good minute. That should do it. It's a little tacky under the inside yet, so I'm just going to put it down and hold my light on there until it feels cured and it's not sticky. And I'm just checking it to make sure it's not sticky, and I think it is good. So this is the result of the resin. You can still feel the rigid edges, the inside. So I have these pieces here ready to be for the next stage. They're all dipped, and it's time to cut the toothpicks off. So I got my cutters, and I just come from the back side and I just snip that right off. And I save my toothpicks for the next step, next stage, for more pieces. Now it's time to take the Dremel and grind off. So there is a little knob right there. I'm trying to focus on it. And we are going to sand them off. So I'll just take my Dremel and grind that down flat. Now we need a piece of paper towel. and a little bit of water. And we're going to just clean those off. Now it is time to drill our holes. So I switched my Dremel piece out for a drill bit. And I'm going to drill my holes. And I don't usually go all the way through because I don't want to be drilling in my table, so I just go as far as I can go. I can get it to sit still sometimes. Okay, these big ones, I need to drill holes on both ends. And then sometimes that happens. That's okay. I'll just turn it on. Every time I do that though, it scares the crap out of me. Alright, so now I'm just going to line my hole up here and just clean up that hole. Alright, now we got our holes there and there. Just trying to clean up the debris off of them. I will need to take a paper towel and wash these off again. Okay, because this video is too long already, I need to cut to the reveal. So that is up next. So right here, I have the earrings that I made before the video. And now it is time to reveal the ones that we made together. So my sister Starla had suggested I make some keychains, so I made keychains, and here are the purple ones. And then we have the green, yellow, gold, blue, we have our mixed colors of the green, yellow, blue, and then we have our mixed colors of the pink and purple. And we have a pair that I made before even doing any videos, and I decided to add a little something different to them. So I added some starfish. Well, that's what I have for you. I hope you enjoyed the video and the process. Thank you for watching, and happy pouring. Oh, before we go, I wanted to announce that I closed my Etsy shop. Nothing wrong with Etsy, it's just too hard to do with trying to do videos and trying to come up with ideas and work and everything. So I closed it because I just can't keep up. So if you would like to buy anything, you can message me on Facebook or leave a comment in the video description below. So again, thank you for watching and happy pouring.